Hey, what is up everybody, Freshie here again, welcoming you back to some more Pokemon Emerald Randomizer Nuzlocke. So, quick thing, I hope you guys don't mind, I'm going to be speeding up through I believe this is Granite Cave. So I'm going to be speeding up here because there's no trainers, we already got our encounter. But while we're going through here, I thought I would actually talk about what the Nuzlocke rules are for anybody who doesn't know what a Nuzlocke is. So for starters, every Mon caught must be nicknamed. That's probably the easiest one. You can only get the first encounter on every route. There are some exceptions, such as shinies. You can catch shinies. Not sure what purpose they serve in like randomizers since they're on ROMs, but whatever. Also, if there's the same Pokemon, like say now we ran into a Pichu, since we have a Raichu, you can implement the species clause, which means you can re-encounter for something new. Or if we ran into another Raichu, that's Dupes clause, you get to skip. And lastly, any Mon that faints is either released or deposited is counted as dead. So that be all the rules. Now, also since we're on with Pokemon content, I decided I would talk about some feelings first off on Pokemon Sword and Shield. While yes, I kind of feel like to a degree the games were rushed. For one, the music is great. Two, the overall graphics are good, in my opinion. I mean, there's like the infamous Ocarina of Time trees, but otherwise, in my mind, they're actually pretty good. Also, everyone who says that, oh, well, we should be having open world now, I don't feel like Pokemon should be open world. Might be my own opinion, but I feel like it would take away from the Elite Four or the Champion battles, because like, the thing about RPGs that aren't open world, like, you know, say Final Fantasy or Pokemon, you get to that end and you say, well, or you can look back and reflect. With open world, like say Breath of the Wild, I have trouble doing the look back, and this is everything I went through, and it would especially be hard in Pokemon where say we have gyms. You can't look back and there's all those gym leaders I faced, and this is where I'm at. But that's, as I said, my overall opinion. I'm going to stop fast forwarding since we're through the cave already. That was quick 3-minute opinion. I actually don't know what else to talk about. I mean, well, actually, something else that would help Sword and Shield with those strong encounters they can find in the wild area is if you can catch them. I disagree with the not being able to catch them thing, because like they already limit the use of that by having Pokemon that again trades obey you past a certain level with a gym badge. So like, yeah, that's about one of the only things I disagree with. Also, since we got beat up from Steven, I'm done with that little rant. And we also did get black glasses in the cave. Let me know if you guys think that beat up on Scyther with the black glasses to give a boost would be nice. Oh. Wigglytuff. Why does it look like an OwO'er? Well, like, look at its eyes and mouth. That looks like OwO'er. This is why Wigglytuff guilds were assembled. It was the beginning of OwO'er. But anyway, as I was saying about Scyther, let me know if you think that would be nice. I'm I might sell beat up otherwise for some cash and get some potions. I might not. It will be up to you guys. I guess something else I could talk about is my favorite gin, which is actually Gen 5. Now, I know that's kind of a hot take, but the music is pretty good. Be it the Plasma Grunt themes, or the Gym Leader themes, Elite Four themes especially. Like I said, that might be my own personal hot take. But I know a lot of people hate it because of, ice cream, trash. But I mean, Gen 1, like if we're talking about uniqueness, we had like the Nidos, I'd say, Gengar, the starters, a Scyther, but you also had bad stuff like Magneton just being 3 Magnemites. You had Dugtrio being 3 Diglets. You had just Sludge being Muck. So that's been around, and objects have been around since Pokemon started. So to bash Gen 5 on that, to me, is just simply ridiculous, especially when Gen 5 has way better designs than I would argue even the unique Gen 1. Like Scolipede, Haxorus, Druddigon, all the starters are pretty unique. Levani. Also was in Gen 5 that we had balance come about because till Gen 5 bugs were trash. But once Gen 5 came around, Scolipede, top tier, even competitive one. You could use it in playthroughs. I mean, bugs became amazing. We had that balance. Also, aside from the balancing, I should talk a bit about what we're actually doing. We are currently going to get the EXP share from President Stone, and also we are going to get the encounter just north of Rustboro, since we now have a rod. And we're going to pick up another couple encounters this episode, and then we will be calling in an episode. I'm actually already kind of out of things to talk about, and in all reality, we're probably only halfway through the episode. I guess question of the day, a couple of them, what are your thoughts on Gen 8 and Gen 5, since they're hot takes that I actually like? I'd probably put them, the two of them, in my top 3 gens. In all honesty, I think it'd probably be Gen 5, Gen 3, Gen 8, Gen 4, Gen 7, Gen 6, Gen 2, Gen 1. From favorite to least favorite. Now I know that's probably even a hotter take because a lot of people like Johto, and I do like the Johto Mons, but outside the Mons, that's about all the points it gets for me, because the music, even in the DS remakes, isn't all that great. The starters are, to me, the worst starters. Like I said, I do like them on, but the starters are not one of them, because I'm each time I start a Johto playthrough, I'm okay, what of the worst which of the worst 3 evils am I going to go with? Because I don't particularly care for any of them. I usually end up going Totodile, just because I do like Alligator a bit more than the rest. I mean, but I'm not big on Alligator. Also, Gulpin, I'm not exactly excited about. This is a worst case scenario thing because Nidoking and Venusaur are so much better than a Swalot. But yeah, Gen 2 is just like the weakest link. It doesn't have much in the story department. To me, it's just a very, very poor game. Overall, the mon designs are nice because like Scizor, and because of we have Sneasel, Gligar to give us Gliscor, Weavile. We also got Crobat, one of my top 5 favorites at Johto. Gengar actually became viable in Gen 2 because the glitch of Ghost not affecting Psychic was fixed. So there were some very positive things. Yeah. Details of Mons. We also got the Dark and Steel types to balance the Dragon and Dragon Psychic types respectively, but the story and the music are just weak links in my opinion. Also, Gen 1 didn't have much in story, but I can see how, especially with the big open world push, that it is one of the favorites, because I'm pretty sure like the last half of the game you could do in whatever order you like. I'm pretty sure you could take Blaine on as like the 5th gym leader if you wanted to. But to me, I guess maybe that's part of the reason why I don't like Gen 1, is it's not as journey based. It's more without a fluent story. So I end up gaining Elite Four and I don't really have the look back, as I guarantee you, like the first couple playthroughs I did not go in order. And let's see what we get here before I continue on that. Mr. Mime, I don't think that's as good as a Hypno, but it would be a good light screen and reflect setter before gym battle. Barrier, it sharply rose its defense. Alright, I'll go for a peck, and then we can put this thing to sleep and catch it. Or not. I'm really not too disappointed that we do have Drowsy to become a Hypno. I mean, the screens would have been nice. Definitely the screens would have been nice for gems, just as a safety net, but I still feel confident in our squad, so I'm not going to be too upset about that. But to finish what I was saying about Gen 1, I just don't feel super attached to it, just because, to me, it's not, doesn't have the journey feeling. Same problem with Gen 2, Gen 6. There was established gym order and there was story to it, but I actually don't remember the story and it hasn't stuck with me. Gen 7, I feel like I'd almost put Gen 7 above Gen 4, possibly, just because the mods were good, and I played the Ultra games, which, in my opinion, had amazing stories. Yes, there was the handholdy complaints of all the cutscenes. Gen 7's where we got the button effect, or moves type effectiveness, which I do get as a valid complaint. Wow, already got our next third encounter of the episode. But it's... I'm not using this. Its story, the designs are good, and... well, yes, it might be handholdy. Because it still had good story, it had good music. it was actually pretty challenging, even with the quote-unquote hand-holding. So I would probably put it above Gen 4, and one of the biggest reasons to me is Gen 4 is kind of a drag to play with how slow it is. Again, that's probably another me thing, where I find it slow, but even like Platinum, and that's probably another reason why I don't like Gen 2, is there's the Game Boy version, which is slow, blocky, music is low quality compared to what we have now, and then we have Gen 4 remakes, which improve the audio quality, but it didn't really improve the speed that much, even with the rain shoes. Oh man. So that's pretty much all I can think of to talk about this episode. I kind of hope we get the last encounter somewhat soon, because kind of out a hot take on opinions to talk about. So I do hope we get through here shortly and get the next one. We'll be taking care of the story stuff like next episode. Right now we're just going to be getting the Slateport encounter, and then we are going to call it an episode. Hopefully it's something better than the Gulpin, Mr. Mime, and Tropius. Sell Sandstorm here. Buy some Great Balls, because I know we can get some Great Balls here and increase our odds of getting something good, such as we got the Feraligatr and Venusaur. I mean, of course, it's going to have to be something really good for me to change up the squad for it. Like, it would probably have to be a legendary for me to change up the squad to get it. But, I mean, we'll see what we actually get, because if it's a legendary, I'm Master Balling that, and I'm probably going to drop Drowsy, give it the XP share, grind up, and between the episodes, not enough. Hey, this means good things, right? We got first bites twice, I think. Clefairy. Okay, see, this is where, like with Tropius, Gulpin, a lot of people would probably say, oh, well, I'm good with the squad I get, I won't use those to kill it. I caught the Gulpin, I'm going to catch the Clefairy, just so that way, if, say, later on I find them first thing, I can hopefully encounter something better. That's like the golden rule on Randomizer, because like you could see a Rattata now, say you won't use that, and then Victory Road, you find Eradicate, and you're like, well, I don't want that, but because I forfeited the Rattata earlier, I'm now stuck with this. I'll call it Monica I mean, it comes from Moon Monica, it's female. Probably a horrible nickname. And I'll go ahead and get this encounter too, just to have all our available encounters done. Slackaw. So, this thing fully evolved does have the stats of a legendary, but with that Tauren ability, it's kind of trash. So again, I'm probably just going to catch this. I'm probably not going to add it to the squad. But after I get it, that will finish up this episode. Assuming it gets in the ball. Because I would like to get this, just so that way if I see a Vigoroth later, actually, this is Gen 3, I might find an Evolite. If I find an Evolite, I will probably evolve the Slackoth to Vigoroth, give it the Evolite, and just have a decent normal type. Because random fighting types aren't prevalent, so that means I have a low chance of getting them in a randomized. So I won't put this off. We'll just see what kind of items I get before I say I'm going to use this thing. Well, we'll name it Karen because, you know, if I end up using it as a Vigoroth, to me, Karen is just fitting. So that is all the encounters this episode. With the encounter episode done, next time we'll be taking care of story stuff. See you guys then.